There was this little gap between the barricade and the platform, and when the security guy turned to stop someone else, I slipped past like a ninja, powered by stupidity. The lights were blinding. The music was deafening. My heart was thundering like it wanted out of my chest. I held up my glowing sign and yelled, "Emily, will you be my girlfriend?" Yeah, Emily. I don't even know how that happened. My brain just misfired. Maybe it was the nerves, maybe it was the adrenaline, maybe my soul left my body and came back dyslexic. But there I was, screaming the wrong name at the top of my lungs in front of thousands of people. The crowd went wild. Phones were out. The band actually stopped playing. The lead singer looked at me like, this guy is about to propose mid-concert. And Emma, poor Emma, she froze. Everyone turned to look at her. The spotlight even swung in her direction, because apparently the tech guy wanted to see who Emily was. She looked mortified. Her hands flew to her face, her cheeks flushed bright red. She tried to sink into the crowd, but the spotlight followed her like it was part of the joke. Then she mouthed something, small, shy, almost painful. "My name's Emma." The crowd gasped, then laughed. The people around her started teasing, "It's EMMA, bro." Someone even patted me on the back like I just lost a spelling bee in public. I stood there, frozen, still holding the stupid glowing sign like it could somehow fix everything. The security guy finally escorted me off stage, and as I walked back down into the crowd, the band started playing again, ironically, one of their breakup songs. The timing was impeccable. When I got back to Emma, she wouldn't even look at me at first. I tried to joke about it, said something like, "Well, at least I got your name trending." But she just gave me that look, half embarrassed, half trying not to laugh. And then she said softly, "I can't believe you did that." Her voice wasn't angry. It was more stunned. Like she couldn't decide if it was the sweetest or dumbest thing anyone had ever done for her. Maybe both. We didn't talk much for the rest of the show. I could tell she was still processing the public humiliation of being spotlighted as Emily. When the concert ended, we walked out quietly. The air outside was cool, and the streetlights made everything look softer than it felt. I finally turned to her and said, "For what it's worth, I really did mean it. I just can't seem to get things right under pressure." That made her laugh, a real one this time, the kind that wrinkles the corners of her eyes. She shook her head and said, "You're unbelievable." And then, after a pause, she added, "But also, kinda sweet." We didn't end up dating right away. She said she needed space from the spotlight, which was fair, considering I'd basically turned her into a meme for a week. But we stayed close. We kept talking. And eventually, after the embarrassment faded, she admitted she couldn't stop replaying the whole scene in her head, not because of the name mistake, but because, in her words, no one's ever tried that hard just to make me feel special. We dated for about a year after that. It wasn't perfect, love rarely is, but for a while it was honest, warm, and a little bit foolish in the best way. And every time we passed a concert venue, she'd grin and say, "Hey, remember Emily?" Now, years later, when people ask me what the biggest clown move I ever pulled for love was, I don't even hesitate. I tell them the story, the concert, the sign, the spotlight, the chaos. They always laugh. Some shake their heads, some call it romantic gone wrong, others say it's peak simp energy. But me? I just smile. Because yeah, it was stupid. It was over the top, it was reckless and embarrassing and unforgettable. But at that moment, I meant every bit of it. That's the thing about young love. It doesn't think, it just feels. It makes you climb stages, mispronounce names, and risk humiliation for a chance at something real. And maybe that's the whole point.